Delphi. They can only play one way. They like to attack. They're having to play into a different sort of system today. And, this is Myanmar. Sweeping forward. That's better. Bit of pep about the move. Oh, they've got a corner. He's got a headache, I guess. Corner number 3 for Myanmar. Didn't know much about this, did he?
That was a good build-up play again. A little bit more pace to get the ball forwards. Certainly feel the that one on the side of the head.
Yeah. I'll tell you now, Adam, these balls don't hurt as much as the ones that did in my day. They were heavy. He will have felt that, especially if he's caught the ear. Amazing how the ear can hurt. He did his job. He doesn't mind giving away a corner kick. Balls don't hurt as much as the ones that did in my day. They were heavy. Shake of the head. What happened? Poor. Clear the eyes. Clear the nose. Nope, the boss is having a drop of water. When we resume with the referee's whistle, it will be for a Myanmar corner, which after all that is taken short. There's a shooting chance here from distance. Not bad. Decent try. Crowd got excited just for the moment there from the effort from Tiki on.
I was going to tell, I think he just takes a slight deflection there when it goes through. Not the first and probably not the last shot we'll see from 35 yards, but deflection helped it past the post.
It's an identical corner kick routine to the last one here. Almost. He's not going to shoot from this distance, I don't think, no. Or is he? No, he isn't. The 3 forward, 3 chances, big chance. Oh, the keeper struggled. It's into the net, and Myanmar have got their goal and can scarcely believe it. Lường has beaten the goalkeeper at Delhi with a trickler of a shot. It doesn't matter how the ball gets in there, and hope springs eternal for Myanmar.
Well, it's sometimes the mishit shots that end up in the bottom corner rather than a sweetly taken shot. Watch the goalkeeper, what he's doing there. No idea. I think he's expecting him to hit it with his laces and take the back of the net out with him as well. He'll certainly get a little bit of luck there, but that's what you need in the final third. Goalkeeper hasn't covered himself in glory there, but Myanmar just giving themselves a little bit of hope.
A little bit of hope. Well, we might have a game after all here. Lường with the strike for them. He's the youngest member of their squad, just 18 years of age, and he has given Myanmar a priceless goal here. The ball actually spun away off Shahin Abbasian, and it presented the opportunity. It wasn't the snappiest of shots you've ever seen. I thought it was never going to get there. But 56 minutes played, it is. Iran 0, Myanmar 1. Their second goal of the championships. A golden moment for them. They've not been competing in the Asian Games football for quite a few years. 1994, the last time they did. This is a wrist injury. He's still not showing a great deal of emotion, is he? And again, everybody will be looking to the scoreline of the Saudi Arabia-Korea DPR game. Let's see if it changes the mood of the Iranian team and the way they're approaching this game. Surely they want to get something from it. Well, they do come now. I'd like to see them in an attacking guise. Kind of like that. But it's a bit of trickery from Gaedi. He looks about 12. Here, that's Myanmar change. And Iran look as though, to be honest, they might be trying a little harder now all of a sudden. They've had to pop it back to the goalkeeper on this occasion, but the body language in the last couple of minutes has suggested that they're a bit more interested than they were. Funny how goals can change games. Right. That goal from Myanmar certainly changed this one. Coming 11 minutes into the second half. You said quite rightly that sometimes it's the shots that are not strongly hit that actually end up in the net because the keeper's expecting something different.
Well, you see it so many times. You see a player getting a good area, good first touch, and strike it sweetly, and the keeper makes a reaction save, and so many times you just see the bobbler end up in the bottom corner.
And bobbler it was. Slight injury, I think, here for Gaedi. He can run off, I'm pretty sure, but the change on the Myanmar side sees the withdrawal of the goal scorer, and coming on will be Tet Pure Y. There's his moment. He still can't believe he's got past the goalkeeper, but you see it in slow motion. Another player coming on, number 19. The defender has not been used in any previous games. He's only made 8 appearances for his league club. Here he is on the international stage. Iran 0, Myanmar 1. Sometimes the problem is when you've approached the game in a certain way and it was a negative way, and then you go a goal behind, it's not hard to get back into your normal rhythm.
It's not at all. Just seeing by the way that Iran are closing down. Really conserving their energy to try and get us back in this game, are they?
Now we're gone. One goal on the score sheet. And that will come down to goal difference depending on that scoreline elsewhere. I told you earlier, it's a question of points initially, of course, and then goal difference, and then goals scored. Start of the day, Iran had scored just 3, and they've still scored just 3. Korea had scored just 1 before today. And Myanmar's goal difference now is only -2. Here they are looking for a second goal. That really would put the cat among the pigeons. Iran have got to up the game. So it's not easy when you've been playing it in a pedestrian fashion. The defender will come to meet this, and although he doesn't get a touch on it, it falls kindly. And other Myanmar players are forward here. They continue to press and continue to impress with some of their passing. Key to it at the moment is Wang Ling. Tiki Ong. Again, the goalkeeper of Myanmar, Tet, has had a quiet afternoon. Driven along it, he's onside, and the keeper goes back. He could have beaten again here. Oh, it was too excitable. I think he was caught in 2 minds there, whether to take on the shot or whether to try and get the ball across to somebody else in red. The keeper's position, when he was in no man's land at one stage, he might still have work to do, he does.
Great ball over the top. Said a really good point there. You have a decision to cross it in with a bit more quality or you go for goal.
Still got the opportunity here. 25 yards out. Plenty in red forward. Myanmar are really threatening a second here. This one crashes into a defender and comes back to Iran's advantage. They've got the right man to run them out in Delphi. His pass is too far. This is saying nothing. It's better than the first half. Here, 25 yards out. Plenty in red forward. Myanmar are really threatening a second here. This one shows you that Iran crashes into a defender and comes back to Iran's advantage. The right to win the match in Delphi. With a way to safety. But Myanmar are certainly, well, they're the ones who've upped the ante.
Well, they've gone a little bit more direct. You see the 4 red shirts playing very, very high, very wide. So plenty of width there.
Had to be cleared. And then a giveaway at the other end. The player coming on for Iran will be Ahmadreza Ahmadvan. Not just yet. Myanmar have the possession and want to keep it that way. Both sides guilty of losing the possession a bit cheaply. There'll certainly be a free kick, and that will enable a substitution to be made, and it is a yellow card as well for Wang Living. It's their first today. It is the 7th of the championship.
Yeah, no complaints there. Cynical foul from him.
Let's see this change effected on the sideline. They're waiting just a moment because of the injured player. Just to see how badly he is. You're going to have to change the number on the board. How often does it happen? The player that you think has been the boldest is the one who comes off. So Delphi is replaced by Ahmadvan. Tells you much about the thinking.
Yep, saving him now for the next round possibly.
Ahmadvan is a forward player, 19 years of age, another from the Cloud club. Islamic Republic of Iran 0, Myanmar 1. And it would be a red letter day in the history of Myanmar football if they were to win this one. The last victories in this competition were under the banner of Burma a few years ago. They kind of won a medal as Myanmar. I like to be frank, at least they've been positive and they deserve it at the minute.
Well, we certainly do. They've played with a lot more tempo, better quality, got themselves their goal. They thoroughly deserve the lead at the moment. Need to try and get a few more to try and catch up with that goal difference.
First touch there for Tet White. And now Tika Ong. The ability to look up and assess the pass before playing it into the wider position for Winmo Cho. Iran happy to sit back and let them have the possession, it would seem.
I wanted to lose this game now. They're certainly not making any effort to get back into it.
No, I thought for a couple of minutes they were because of the body language, but are we going to carry on playing here or not? There's a player on the deck. We'll keep playing. Keep playing. Let the referee decide. They are keeping playing. Some people are shouting, and some of the Iran players are pointing, and the referee says play on, and they've every right to play on. So, it could lead to a second goal as well. Well, they've paid the penalty there. Interesting to hear the crowd's reaction, but a thumping shot has come in from the substitute Tet White, and all of a sudden Myanmar are 2 goals ahead of Iran, and Iran are not happy.
There's nothing in the rule book to say that they've got to kick the ball out. Myanmar have every right to continue. He's a striker anyway. They play with 10 men behind the ball throughout the game anyway, so wouldn't have made a blind bit of difference. He wasn't closing down the ball when they were under pressure. There's enough shirts there to see this one out. Instead of blaming them not kicking out, I'll be blaming my goalkeeper. And again, it's horrendous goalkeeping. It is so poor.
Adam is 6'5". Can't believe that.
No, it's really poor. Usually two hands. Why are you trying to parry it away with one? I don't know. 6'5". You're probably about 6'8" when you stretch your arms out as well.
Well, there's the player that caused the controversy by being down injured. Well, you can't blame that fella there. Tepio White, his eyes lit up when he saw the net. Most of it to aim at. The goalkeeper nowhere probably because he just palmed the ball away. And now Iran make the substitution by bringing on Sina Zamaran. Well, they're paying a penalty here, Iran, in a funny way. It's of their own making. Jabir, it's not the first time Jabir has been injured, so Zamaran is his replacement. He's hardly ever looked like completing the match. What a scoreline. Iran 0, Myanmar 2. And suddenly Myanmar are moving on to 4 points, the same as Iran, and their goal difference is now just -1. And Iran's is +1. Zamaran's not quite got ready yet. That could get even worse for Iran. Their tactics have been puzzling.
You're kind of glad in a way that they've been found out. To go into a game of football not wanting to win it.
Spot on. You have to be a bit careful about what we say with these circumstances, but you get the drift. But Iran are not too upset to be 2 down. I've seen this scenario before. It's not healthy. Myanmar are pleased.
Oh, definitely. Listen, they get another goal. They're right back in the group.
Better play, and he's dragged back, and that's going to be a yellow card probably for Hernando Cho. Now that substitution is made. Zamaran on, and Jabira off. "19 minutes to go." The second half has perked up so far as Myanmar are concerned, obviously. Pocketed a couple of goals for themselves that they may not have expected under normal circumstances. And again, much will depend on the goal difference with the other game being played between Saudi Arabia and Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Rarely have Iran looked like beating the goalkeeper Tet because they haven't had any shots at him. Take nothing away from Myanmar, who may have a chance of a 3rd goal here. This guy was enjoying himself in the last few minutes. Mang Ling. Goalkeeper looked very dodgy. Oh! He saved again, but is it going to be 3? He's just about done enough this time.
Done well again to rectify another mistake.
We've seen some eccentric goalkeeping at the Asian Games. Anyway, he made the stop on that occasion. The debutant, Adeli. Myanmar enjoying a good spell of possession at the moment. Featuring Leng Bobo. debut back in 2015 against New Zealand, Lane Bobo. One of those working defensively here now to restrict Iran's attack, and there will be a free kick. That's the second time they've been awarded a free kick down in that sort of area. This time it's awarded to Abbasian, and away will come the Myanmar number 5, Nanda Cho, to be replaced by Due Koko Chit. Nanda's been sound enough. He came from a township, got the best start in life, but congratulations to him. He's really made something of himself. Going to soccer academy and then making it into the league. Well done to him, and into the international side. Jantan. Again, Jantan, who's got 9 senior caps for Iran, and they're going to perk up a bit for these closing 15 minutes. Well, it's screwed off the outside of the boot. There's still a chance here for Iran to hit back and get themselves a goal. Another injury this time to Saeed Razakpour. The yellow card will be shown. It's the number 2 of Myanmar, Tikong, who gets it. So 8 yellow cards in the tournament for them. It's starting to tot up now.
Quite big cat one. That was a sore one. Push it down on his knee.
A raking boot.
Yeah.
Tikong acknowledges that. A bit rash. Well, quarter of an hour to go. Adeli, the goalkeeper here, I say he's making his debut. He's been a real mixture today. That's the one where he has made the save, and he's just managed to spread himself very well before Ong Tu can follow in. This is where they've been quite good, I think, Myanmar, around the 18-yard area. They've been quite neat and constructive. They've managed not to get offside as well. Nicely taken down. I'm sure this fella's got some skill, if only we can see it on a more regular basis. Are they intent on getting a goal for themselves? Sounds a ridiculous question, but I think it's an apt one. Trading the passes here. Well, they are still seeking to go forward slowly. And, well, you can see there 2 banks of 4 formed by Myanmar, which shows how well their German coach has got them organised. That really is a 4-4-2. Just under a quarter of an hour left. Chipped forward by Delphi. Not Delphi, sorry, it was I think it was the number 3, Zanjan. I'm surprised that Delphi got taken off, actually.
Yeah.
Possession 55% for Iran and 45% at the moment for Myanmar, but Myanmar have definitely used their 45% of the ball better than the opposition.
Oh, definitely. Possession is, I think it's a false fact. Had loads of possession, but they've done absolutely nothing with it today, apart from going sideways and backwards.
Myanmar 2 to the good. Certainly will be seen as a historic result if they pull it off. Asian Games history. They've got plenty forward here again. They've got the ambition. And they got the firepower to find this third goal. The man coming up on the outside, and he wasn't really tracked either. And the pullback is beyond the goalkeeper. May just be kept in play. Myanmar doing their best here to find this third goal. It'll be a shocking scoreline so far as Iran are concerned. I think he acknowledges the fact. I'm not sure. I think he just accidentally followed through, really. I might be wrong.
Yeah, it was an accident coming together with legs. Slightly needless. What's that?
Not entirely convinced it was deliberate. Somo Cho. He's gone down himself now, Gaedi. It'll certainly be interesting to see how they play in their next game. I thought the Iran coach might have. I did refer to excuse me, the fact earlier they've only got 6 substitutes to choose from today, so it's possibly conditioned his thinking a little bit. Okay, he's gone down belatedly here. Could be cramp, of course. Curse of all footballers. I don't think he wants to go off, does he? Maybe he's had enough. The stretcher bearers' thankless task. That they get themselves prepared. It takes 2 or 3 minutes. Then they go. Yeah, they get the call. Off they go, and then the player decides he doesn't need them. He's coming back out in a moment. As Myanmar move forward again through the middle with Tekpil White, who scored that second goal, and this is dangerous, and it could be 3. It's off the bar, and the goalkeeper again is beaten, and it should probably have been 3. It was a big chance for Koko.
It was a great ball. Did everything right. Keeper absolutely stranded where he was. They needed that to tip under the bar. I was certainly led to believe they would get another chance before the end.
Well, 3-0 would have been stunning. It must be difficult for the Iran players knowing that they've got to play like this in a funny way. The scoreline's embarrassing for them, and here goes that Koko shoot again, and the keeper outside of his area, and he's going to take it lying down.
That sums up his day. It really does.
I think the regular goalkeeper will be back for the next game.
Good closing down though.
Could have got anywhere again there. When you look back at that chance that hit the bar, it should have been 3-0. He's a big unit, the goalkeeper, but he's not been big enough at times today. 2-0 Myanmar, 8.5 minutes left, plus added time. Again, I know I keep reiterating this, but the situation at the moment is that Iran have 4 points. Saudi Arabia, before the start of the play today, had 4 points. Myanmar will be moving on to 4 points if they do win this one. And if Korea DPR beats Saudi Arabia, guess what? They'll have 4 points. Then it really is down to goal difference. Goals scored. One very unhappy team at the end of the day to go out with 4 points. That's what happens. Of course, they always try and make sure these matches coincide time-wise, but it's not always possible because of incidents like this. And if you have 3 or 4 injuries in one match and nothing in the other, then the message gets through to the players who will hold on to what we've got here. We're going to be okay. Or alternatively, we need a goal. And the messages start getting through to the fans as well. Always happens on the last day of a season where teams are threatened with relegation. False messages tend to get around. He's just had a bit of plaster or cotton wool applied to the base of the nose. So there was obviously bodily contact there. 7 minutes left for Myanmar to hold or extend this 2-0 lead. 7 minutes left for Iran to change it. 7 minutes left for Myanmar to hold or extend this 2-0 lead. 7 minutes left for Iran to change it. 7 minutes left for Myanmar to hold or extend this 2-0 lead. 7 minutes left for Iran to change it. 7 minutes left for Myanmar to hold or extend this 2-0 lead. 7 minutes left for Iran to change it. 7 minutes left for Myanmar to. Nice touches. A roll over the ball. He'll have a free kick for this. Well, Rezagpur.
He's done well there.
Yeah, he's got good left foot, hasn't he?
Yeah.
As we saw in the first half with the free kick.
Certainly expecting to take this one, but I think he'll have too many players to aim for.
If any. He'd probably play it back. But I have to refer to the fact in the first half we were a bit critical of the number 19, Bandilo. I haven't seen as much of him in the second half. We were just critical because of the fact that he didn't try and push his team forward as much as he might have done. That's strangely enough, here he is, and he is going forward. Playing to orders, I've no doubt. And they have made tracks down that right touchline. It's a neat, intricate football. It's good footwork. It would just be ironic if they suddenly needed a goal with about 3 minutes to go. If you see them perk up, it might be because they've got a message from somewhere. You never know. But suddenly appear far more interested. And then one poor ball and they could be betrayed again. Left themselves vulnerable and still are. Myanmar not able to pick out the right pass. It would certainly be a free kick. And the two players running the gauntlet here. The latest is Tet Pure White. And there's a change here for Iran. The player coming off Gaedi. Remember, he's just got that little, well, I'm not sure whether it was cramp or what a few moments ago, but he's going to be replaced for the closing stages. A rather pained expression from the young man as he gives way to Janpur. Well, that's a bit of a surprise because he was listed as being suspended and unavailable on the official list that came out today. Which surprised me, I have to admit, because I'd only got him down as having one yellow card. So he's here now. Unable to play a part for 4 or 5 minutes. That's the situation here. Islamic Republic of Iran 0, Myanmar 2, 5 minutes to go. Will that scoreline change in those 5 minutes? Definitely a more interesting second half than first. And definitely Iran suddenly decided to have a go here. And they will move forward. Rezagpur. He's twice involved. Another free kick for him. Myanmar just starting to commit 1 or 2 fouls, which they weren't doing earlier. They need the ball up in the other half. Not back with their own goalkeeper. give away. Myanmar not the tallest of teams, of course, but they've been effective in they play some nice football at times. They started on the front foot, frittered a couple of early opportunities, but then they've got these 2 goals in the space of not very long in the second half. And for me, Myanmar would deserve to win because they've had a better attitude.
Yeah, they've been the better side all round, really. Any complaints? Going backwards.
It's been a curious exercise from Iran. He's 1 on 5 here. He's possibly been their best player, Razakpur. So anywhere will do ball as well. And with just a minute of the regulation time to play. Well, certainly back in Myanmar, they will celebrate this scoreline if it stays the same, or if they can add to it. 2-0 they lead. They've got the possession of the football, which is exactly what they want. And they're looking comfortable as we move into the last minute of the 90. They'll take the ball up in the other half. Birmingham City, 9 matches for them. Not back with their own goalkeeper. Almost full time in the Patriot Stadium in Bekasi as Myanmar try to find goal number 3 to put a real gloss on the scoreline. 5 added minutes. Well, I'm not surprised by that because we've had a lot of injuries in the second half. Is 5 minutes long enough to change the way the game is going? He's still on his own and still on his own. And the crowd enjoyed that bit of individuality, I think, from Van. Taking the kick for his pains. He was playing a lone hand here, wasn't he? Just caught by Bobo.
It seemed like he won the ball first, and number 6, he just wins it, and he actually ends up kicking in himself. Just dwindling on the ball. Thought Bobo got a good first touch there, and it just his follow through. It's come worse off.
It's beginning to look as though his side will have won 1, drawn 1, and lost 1. They'll have a goal difference of +1. And for Myanmar, it will be 1-1, drawn 1, and ironically, and lost 1. And they will have a goal difference of -1. They'll still probably go out in bottom spot. Need a goal. It's depressing, actually. It's happened to so many teams down the years. You can win the last game and then you still go out.
I know. That's when you always look back to when you go into these group stages, try and win that first game.
Well, I think we are now allowed to tell you that in the other game, Korea DPR are leading Saudi Arabia 3-0. So Myanmar would indeed go out as it stands. That's why they need that goal. Are they aware of it, or does the coach keep it from them? You think he'd tell them they've got to get a goal, and they've looked capable. They really have, and they've still got a chance here. Imagine if they scored here, Myanmar. thought Iran would have wanted to win the group, but it's not always the case. Sometimes you can be better off coming second. Myanmar are giving it a good shot from their perspective.
They've got to get it in the box.
And they've got it in the box. I don't think he's going to get to it though. It's ironic that all four teams will end up with 4 points. Somebody still has to go out, of course, because the top two go through automatically. And the third place team will go through with 4 points as well. We already know the names of 2 or 3 of those going through from the third place finish. They've a minute and a quarter to find a goal of Myanmar now. He wants the final whistle, doesn't he? He's not bothered about his team getting up there too much. Just don't concede. That is the message from Kamchar. And exactly a minute left for Myanmar to find a goal, and it is a long and a searching ball. The keeper will get this one. And he's had a mixed afternoon as the young goalkeeper Adeli. But he responded when needed to there. It's a little bit underneath his clearance. You feel the last chance has gone for Myanmar, and they will be eliminated on their first appearance back in the Asian Games after quite a few years. So disappointment for the German coach Hey.